Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so excited to see so many of you here. This is wonderful. This is wonderful. This is not how I had planned us doing this, but I'm so glad that we are getting to see each other through Zoom, and we've got students in the stables that are going to talk to you about their journey here at Stevens and where they're headed. I'd like to just open by telling you all that, introducing myself, if you do not know who I am Sara Linde Patel, Chair of the Equine Program. I graduated from Stevens in 2002 with my degree in Equine Business Management. So Stevens is very near and dear to my heart. I came to campus in the mid-90s, and this place touched my soul deeply. And when I graduated, something in the back of my mind kept saying, how do you get back to that place? But I just trusted my soul's journey, and I stayed as a professional hunter jumper instructor in Dallas, Texas for many years. And I got a little invitation to come back to campus just to help with the summer riding program, a little revamping. And that was the start. And then I never left. And it has been one of the most defining experiences of my life. And I am privileged to get to work with these women and these horses every day. We've got some amazing and exciting things happening here at the stables at the Equestrian Center. And I have to say that over the past several years, I have been contemplating on how do we bring equestrianism to more of our students, and how do we let potential Stevens women know that there are so many options within the equine industry. And so we started looking at our curriculum and what we could do to bring students from campus to the Equestrian Center that may not be majors. They may never have even touched a horse. How do we get them here? And so we started coming up with some different types of courses that an equine major could take, or a non-major could take. And one of those courses is the Introduction to Equine Behavior and Horse Handling. And it has been amazing. And as part of the School of Health Sciences, I began to think, how can we help our pre-vet students get a little bit of an edge to get into vet school? How can we support them more? So over the last 2 years, we have seen not only our equine students thrive, but our program has grown internally with our biology students and our psychology students and students that just want to come down here and have a horse experience. So I have just watched us evolve in a tremendous way. So focusing on equine business and equine science has really set us in a good spot. You know, I am a firm believer that animals have a way of touching our soul in ways that maybe sometimes we aren't aware of. And I've often thought, how can I bring the gift of the animal to our students? And so we have been really having a fun time down here watching our women grow, not only as equestrians or as pre-vet students, but watching them grow in their authentic self through working with these animals. And it has been beautiful. So we are thriving. COVID has brought challenges, but I have found so many silver linings. We have come and been more innovative than I ever could have imagined through COVID. And it was stressful in the beginning, but my God, it's brought some tremendous blessings. I will tell you that our alumni, you all, and many of our alumni are very active in investing in our infrastructure here at the program and in scholarships. We are beyond grateful for them, for their guidance, walking beside us as we take this program into the future. These women know who they are, and I am so grateful. My faculty are so grateful. And it's just important to know that we are thriving and we are evolving. I cannot think of a better way to show you how we are growing than through our students. And so I have some students in the stables. I'm here in the student lounge, as you can see. I've got Mrs. Hardwick looking over my shoulder here in this lovely picture. But I think our students can speak to you on how this program has enhanced their life, their career goals, and knowing that it's not just about being a horse trainer or a professional rider. The industry is so vast. There are so many employment opportunities. And it has been important for me to show our current students, our prospective students, and our incoming freshman class the wide range of job opportunities. So I share with our students a variety of websites. One that is very beneficial is the Kentucky Horse Council website. If you look under equine employment, there are such a variety of jobs. Yes, there are riding jobs and training jobs, but I've got the list. It is amazing. And I have found that that has given our students and our prospective students such interest that they can see they can take their career and go anywhere. And so I would like to give you all the opportunity to meet some of our students. And when they're finished, I can feel free to ask any questions. They're ready to talk to you. They're ready to show you some of the horses. And then we can follow up with any questions you may have for me, and I can go into a little bit more detail about some of our admissions efforts and kind of how the program has been working closely with admissions with some exciting things. So I'm going to introduce Maggie Dale. Maggie is a sophomore here at Stevens College. Maggie has brought her personal horse, Chaco, we call him Chaco the Taco, to campus with her this year. So this is her second year with us and Chaco's second year with us. And I'm just going to have Maggie speak to you all and tell you guys where she's from and what Stevens in this program has meant to her these last couple of years. So Maggie, I think we'll get you there. There you are. Make sure you unmute.
Hi, I'm Maggie. I'm from Iowa, so I'm not too far from home. It's about 4 hours. I chose Stevens for a few different reasons. I really liked the equine program and how small and personal it is. I looked at a few different schools that had their own equine programs, and Stevens really stood out to me because there aren't, one place that I looked at had like 70 horses and 76 equestrian students, and they didn't get as much one-on-one time. So I think Stevens really excels in that we get a lot of hands-on time every single day. We're able to have one-on-one time with Sarah and with Kelly and with Caitlin. And I also really liked that it's just a women's college. In high school, I was always very shy and would sit in the back of the classroom and not, engage in conversations and stuff. But I think it being a women's college and being a small college, I've really been able to come out of my shell more and engage more in my learning. And this is Chaco. I've had him for 9 years on April 15th, and he is 21. I got him in 2012 and did most of his training myself. He was pretty crazy when I got him. He liked to buck and wasn't very nice all the time. So it's been a journey with him, but in 2019, we won 3 reserve world champion titles at the Pinto World Championship show in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So that was really the highlight of my life. And even though he taught me a lot all these years that I've had him, but Stevens, I've been able to go even farther in our training. We actually had a bit of a breakthrough today. So I was pretty excited about that. And that I owe that breakthrough to Sara and everything that she's taught me. So I'm really glad I chose Stevens, and I really like it here.
Oh, thank you, Maggie. Thanks, Chaco. It's wonderful. I'll open us up for questions once we get through everybody. Let's go ahead. Thank you, Maggie. Emily Borgerting is a transfer student. She came to us last year, and we are thrilled to have her. And I'm going to let Emily take it away, and we'll touch base here in a minute. Thanks, Emily.
Hi, everybody. My name's Emily Borgerting. I'm from Washington, Missouri. I came from a big school, and I was looking to transfer, and I found Stevens online, and I really liked the equine program. I thought it was really neat. And when we were going to tour, I have a memory. My mom and I had been, we're driving to Stevens, and we were driving down Old 63, and we were passing the barns, and I didn't know it was Stevens' barn. And I went, oh wow, that is such like a really pretty barn. That's really nice. And then I saw the Stevens College Equestrian sign, and I went, oh my God. But Stevens has been so helpful. I came in, not really sure what I really wanted at the start, because I had an idea, but due to COVID and everything, some ideas had to be scrapped. But Stevens has been so helpful and pushing me, be like, no, you can do more than you think. You have no idea what you're like. You have so much more potential than what you actually think of yourself. And learning that was a huge eye opener. And I have so many amazing opportunities that Stevens has helped me get through working with Sara and Kelly, through working with these guys like Maverick behind me, that they have. It's been an amazing experience, and I'm so glad I came here. And especially working with horses like Maverick, who have really helped me learn to kind of take everything in stride, and just remember that like everything's gonna come when it needs to come. It doesn't have to be rushed, and things don't have to happen right the second you have the idea. Taking that breath, slowing down is something I've really learned at Stevens, and I'm so thankful for Sara and Kelly, who have taught me that. And I just can't imagine my life without having come to Stevens. They have been so wonderful to me. Especially, I've gotten the opportunity to be an RA in the Pillsbury Hall, which I never expected to do. But just so many doors have been opened, and I cannot wait to see what my life looks like, especially moving forward, thanks to this wonderful college and these our amazing professors and these wonderful guys. No, I'm very thankful to Stevens. Thank you.
Oh, Emily, thank you so much. And I know I have to give a shout out to Emily. If you've been keeping up with the Facebook post from the college and from the equine program, Emily was accepted into a phenomenal internship opportunity at the Minor Institute in New York. So she will be leaving in May to spend the summer in New York. And we are so proud of her. She had a very, very extensive interview process, kind of nerve-wracking, but we got through it, and she made it. So I want to just give a shout out to her there. Thank you, Emily. I'd like to introduce you all to Isabelle Santana. Isabelle is a first-year student. This is her first year at Stevens with us. And it looks like she is there and ready to go with Tigger. This is the horse that she rides in class, and they have quite the relationship. So I'm going to let Isabelle take it away.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Isabelle, and I coming from California. I moved out here to Missouri to come to Stevens, so a bit away from home, but it has been a phenomenal experience here. And in the equine program, I've learned and grown so much. I feel like not only as a rider, but definitely as a person. So, I mean, riding from LA is definitely different than riding out here. So I've learned a lot of new things about the equine world that I didn't know before. And I feel like, you know, especially like my first semester here, being away from home was one of the hardest things ever. And I didn't know I was even going to struggle with that. And so riding definitely helped just kind of find that middle ground of transitioning from college to high school and just coming out here and everything. Sara has helped me tremendously, especially in riding. We'll do a lot of like meditating and just breathing techniques that has just calmed my nerves and always just made my day. And of course, this guy here, Tigger, who he has taught me so much, and he's just been a really, really great pal to have around. And I also really like, you know, the fact that I can always just like ride him whenever, you know, like Sara always offers a lot of like extra practice and stuff. So that has helped quite a bit. And I also am here at Stevens. I'm pretty involved. I'm a part of the SGA here, which is a Student Government Body Association, and I serve as the diversity chair. And then I also have a club team here as a cross country, so I run every single day. And I also have done the work study here, both at the financial aid department, which I'm currently at. And my first semester, I worked here at the barn. And so it was a great, great experience. You know, I got to bond even more with the horses, feeding them and really just taking care of them and kind of learning their needs and everything. And I feel like being here at Stevens has definitely pushed me to grow outside of, you know, being here. I've had the opportunity to apply to the Jockey Club for a scholarship, and I'm currently still waiting to hear back from them, but I've made it pretty far in the process. And so we're hoping that I'll be able to go with them for this summer. But I think that without Stevens' like help and the community and everything, I don't even think I would have applied. You know, it's definitely something very ambitious that I was really nervous about doing. And I also recently started volunteering as an assistant cross country and track coach with an organization that's nearby. And then I also am a lecturer at my church. So, you know, doing all these other things, I would never, not definitely out of my comfort zone. I'm kind of a shy, introverted person. So, you know, the minute I came out here, I just became this huge extrovert and I shocked myself in so many ways. And it's just been so much fun. And my major is actually, I'm a self-initiated major here. So I am partially majoring in theater tech design as well as fashion communication. And then every semester I always take writing classes that just really, really helps. I think just overall, you know, being in college can just be very stressful. And I just find that it's just such a huge stress reliever. And I'm also minoring in women's studies. So it's a bit of a heavy load, but I truly, truly enjoy it. And I feel like, you know, with all of these things that I'm doing, equestrian definitely does actually overlap with everything that I'm doing, because you know, there's horse shows, so that kind of falls under theater, and then There's also like fashion in the horse world, so that falls with my fashion communication. And women's studies just helps me to be a stronger mentally and as well as a leader. And so that's just a bit about me and my journey here so far.
Thanks, Isabel. Tigger's obsessed with those carrots. He's like, quit talking and continue to feed me, please. My goodness. Yes, Isabel has applied for an internship at the Jockey Club in New York. And I just said, you need to try to go for it. And she goes, I got a call back. And I was like, what? And so she was like, what do we do? And I was like, we'll make it. So she made it to the next round, and now we're just waiting to hear back to see if she's going to take up the next tier. So we'll see, and we'll keep you posted. Thank you, Isabel and Tigger. I appreciate it so much. I've got our next student is Imoni Prince, and Imoni is a biology major. She's a senior. She'll be graduating in May, and she has a very, very much dedicated to becoming a veterinarian. And she joined us this past year in taking some equine classes to hopefully kind of enhance some skill sets that will make her hopefully get into vet school. So we're gonna keep our fingers crossed for her. But I wanted Imoni to talk a little bit about her experiences as a pre-vet student. Imoni and Mercy.
Hi, so my name is Imoni Prince, and joining the equine program like last minute, I felt like I wasn't going to learn enough. But with the help of Sarah and Kelly, along with Mercy, it was quite an experience. I came to Stevens from Germany, where my mother is currently stationed. So every summer I would try to fly back and visit whenever I could. But being a part of the pre-vet program here, I was a little nervous considering that I couldn't find anything that would help me get any type of animal experience until recently, where I came across the equine program thanks to my dean, Dr. Moffitt, who reached out to Sarah and helped me get connected. Through the equine program, I have learned a lot of hands-on experience with large animals, which at first was a little nerve-wracking because I have never been around horses before or interacted with them, except for like at little carnivals where you're riding the ponies. But so Mercy, who I feel is like the largest horse here, has really helped me overcome that type of fear, and along with practicing needle placement for IV injections. They've all been really good with helping me to not be so nervous about like making a mistake, but also with just learning what those mistakes were. And normally they're just like small, minute details. But with learning those things, I also get to figure out where I've gone wrong. And Sarah would normally stand by and she'd tell me, oh, well, if you just slightly move your hand down when finding the vein, or just joke around a little bit with trying to make sure you know where you're placing the needle. And then once you got it, and don't stress if you don't get it on the first stick, because it's not always guaranteed. But Stevens has really helped me grow as an individual, because normally the community here helped me to actually come out of my room a lot more, because I tried to keep to myself, and it was very hard to like talk to people because I was very shy, and being very open was just not my thing at first. But as I continue to make friends and learn and get to know the staff here and participate in other events, and then coming to the equine program also helped me meet other people and find a place where I can basically feel stress-free. Every time I come to the barn, I always feel like there's no other problems in the world, it's just me and the horses. And so I'm thankful for this experience because it does give me the experience that I need for applying to vet schools as they want some type of animal experience. And placing this on the resumes this is a great example. And I'm thankful for Sarah and Kelly for teaching me different things, and like even answering small questions that I have where I feel like I don't know enough about horses. They're always willing to answer like any type of question there is. And so it's been really fun for me, and I've enjoyed being in Stevens, mostly because it helped me open up as a person and learn more skills than I ever thought that I could achieve.
Thank you, Imoni. Thank you, and Mercy. And I appreciate that, Imoni. Before we go any further, Kelly is jumping in. She is in St. Louis right now, and she's on borrowed time, but Kelly Hulse is one of my colleagues and fellow faculty members, and I'm gonna have her jump in real quick with a hi.
Hi, everyone. I apologize if you can't hear us well. We're at a horse show in St. Louis with these amazing ladies. Sorry, I didn't mean to give you that. We want to tell Sarah how proud we are of her for her Distinguished Teacher Award she got yesterday. Woo, woo! We love you all, and we're here to represent Stevens. You can see we've gotten some great ribbons, and we are so happy to be here. We also have Anna's mom, who is also went to Stevens.
An 88 graduate from Stevens. So yeah, glad to be here.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you guys for jumping in. Well, I wanted to, does anyone have any questions for our students or anything you want to follow up with our students about? I know that that's, that they are why we're here. I tell them that all the time. If it wasn't for our students, we would not be here. So any questions for them at all?
I just wanted to thank the students. They are so inspiring, and I loved hearing from all of them. They're wonderful, and you guys are doing such a great job. So it's awesome. I wish I was back in school now. It's wonderful. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, I think one thing that we've been really, my mission is to bring the opportunity of equestrianism to anyone that wants that experience. And these wide range of students that you just got to meet are that example. They all come from different experiences. Some have had horse experience, some have had a little, some have had none. But it just goes to show that, you know, this just isn't for a small group of people. This can be for so many. And they inspire me every day. I'm not the same teacher I was 15 years ago. I'm not the same teacher I was 5 years ago. And these students push me to grow as an equestrian and as a professional, but also as a person. I'm a better person because of the women that have come through these doors to seek an education. And it just comes full circle. All right. Well, thank you, ladies, and Maverick, Mercy, Tigger, and Chaco for being a part of our day today. I'll let you guys kind of get back to what you're doing in there, and I'll see you guys shortly when we're done here, okay? Thank you, guys. A fun fact about Mercy, who Imoni was standing with in her little video. Mercy is one of a draft cross. So she's a beautiful Pinto draft cross, and we call her Mama Mercy here in the barn. She is just such a kind, patient mare, and we use her a lot for the intro to horse handling class and with students that have never been around horses. And I had this idea, and Severin and I have been talking about some fun ideas, and I had this idea about how maybe I bring a horse to campus. Maybe I walk a horse down to campus and just let it be there. Let her be there, let her hang out. So I've talked to Dr. Laura Nunley, and for finals week, Mercy and I are gonna be camped out in the quad, and students can come through, pet her, have a little stress relief, feed a carrot. And I just thought that would be a great way to bring these horses to campus. They're on campus, but we're about 4 blocks away. So, you know, I thought Mercy and I are just going to take a little stroll on May 2nd down to campus and meet with everybody and let the students just have an experience. So I just kind of wanted to tell you a little bit about what we have been doing with admissions, which I think has just made, oh my God, such a tremendous difference in our ability to recruit new students to our program. First and foremost, just the curriculum changes we've made that have made us more inclusive, that have made us more inviting to prospective students, like Imoni, who have really not had any horse experience, but they have a passion and a drive to be involved in our industry in some capacity. So what we have been doing through admissions is they have been so wonderful in providing me all the details of prospective applicants. So students that have applied and have been accepted, I get to reach out to them personally, one-on-one, very much interactive on a weekly basis. They've helped me kind of come up with a beautiful letter for students that inquire. It's a personal letter that comes from me. They have a personal way to reach out to me. And I have found that we are getting more students applying and depositing because of this Stevens connection, this one-on-one connection, which is what we're known for. You all know, as part of this beautiful college and your experiences here as students, that there's something that makes Stevens special. It's that one-on-one interaction. It's that sense of community. And what we have been able to do is to let prospective students know, look, you've got access to the chair of the program you're interested in. And that has just made a world of difference in our recruiting efforts and in our applicant pool, and also the curriculum. And I think letting students know when they come to me and they say, you know, I ride, but I've never been to a horse show. That's not a problem. Don't worry about that. Or I've not had much riding experience, but I have an interest in marketing and PR, or I have an interest in being an equine vet. No problem. We've designed things to make it so accessible. And the beautiful thing is the one-on-one attention these students get. That's our mission in this program. You know, you don't learn a lot by just riding a horse twice a week or coming down here once or twice a week. So we do a lot of things outside of the class time. Kelly and I and Caitlin, our Western instructor, spend a lot of time on the weekends with our students, a lot of times outside of class. Giving them the opportunity to work on some skill sets that they might be kind of lacking or that they've learned, but they feel like they haven't quite grasped it. I'm like, let's just go ahead and meet 30 minutes on a Friday, right? But come on down. I'm here. I've got time. And that's what's really enhanced our retention. And that's what has really brought more students into the program. And being a part of the School of Health Sciences and with Dr. Julia Moffitt, our dean, I have been overjoyed to watch our classes, our equine classes, begin to be full of not just equine students, but biology students, psychology students. It has just added to the discussion, to the amazing vibe in the classroom. And it's just, I've never been more excited to where we're going than I am right now. And I've been here since 2006. And it's an exciting time. It's an exciting time here at Stevens, an exciting time here in this program for sure. I guess I'd like to, oh, thanks, Gina's right, 100% placement. Yep, 100% placement in jobs. So when our students graduate, we have 100% job placement. So I will tell you the funny thing about our students when they are applying for jobs. Normally you would think that they would be nervous that there's not jobs out there. Like, oh my God, am I going to have a job when I graduate? Oh my gosh, am I going to have a job when I graduate? What ends up happening is they come to my office and they are so overwhelmed and stressed out because there are so many jobs. So I had a recent graduate, Hannah Leffler, she's down in Nashville at a wonderful job involving training some Grand Prix horses, 100 jumper Grand Prix horses. But Hannah came into my office one day and she was just distraught. I was like, what is wrong? And she goes, well, you know how we worked on my resume and I sent it out and I posted it on some of these equine websites that you recommended. And well, I've gotten 10 phone calls and they all want to have interviews. And I'm like, well, that's great. And she goes, oh my gosh, but what if I get offered all these jobs? And how do I tell people I don't want these jobs? And I go, well, let's calm down because you haven't gotten the job yet. So let's not get stressed. Let's not get stressed. I said, let's look at the positive that this is a nice problem to have. Okay. And let's count our blessings there. And let's look through all 10 of these jobs and let's see which one kind of speaks to you a little bit more. You know, just because someone's interested doesn't mean you got to sign on the dotted line. So, you know, that just goes back to if we can get out to the world that there is so many opportunities in the equine industry that you can have a career that you enjoy doing, that you can make a great living doing. It doesn't have to be, you know, I chose to be a trainer and a riding instructor. That was my passion. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to teach. And now here I am teaching on a totally different level that I didn't plan on, but it has been the most rewarding part of my career. But that is something that I have found has helped us also in our recruiting efforts. I get a question a lot of times from parents. I mean, is my daughter going to be able to survive? I mean, she's just, how is she going to pay her bills? And when I am able to show them websites and proof, like the Kentucky Horse Council website or Equistaff, and they get to look at all these jobs and the variety of jobs and the pay and the skill sets that are needed, it starts to really put the fear and anxiety, it takes it way down a notch because they see that the industry is so vast and there's so many opportunities, which makes equine education a thriving career. It's a thriving degree to pursue. You know, and even for our students that aren't equine majors, like our psychology students, even our bio students minoring in equestrian, it just enhances your skill sets for what you might want to go into. I talk a lot to our psychology students about, have they ever considered pursuing a certification as an equine mental health therapist? I will tell you, I went back to, I finished my master's, so I went back to school a little later in life than I had planned. I, of course, got my undergrad at Stevens, but I got my master's at Midway University, an MBA with an emphasis in equine studies. And getting back in the classroom, even though it was virtually and all online, it really connected me back to my students and kind of what they're experiencing as students. And that was important for me. It really opened my doors. I'm already kind of naturally empathetic, but it really opened me up. And it also gave me the opportunity to to look at some courses that I think we could potentially introduce to our students. For example, this semester we were doing a topics class. It's an equine business law class, and I took it in my master's program with an equine attorney, and it just, I mean, light bulbs were going off as I was taking this course, and I was like, we have got to get this information out to our students. And so we did a topics class this semester, open to anyone that wants to take it. And by gosh, it filled. And I had to go ahead and override and say, okay, if more are on the waiting list, put them in. But you know, opening yourself up to pursuing certifications or different types of education. But now that I'm done with my master's, I'm interested in pursuing a certification as an equine mental health pet specialist through PATH. And I have been doing a lot of research this past year. Dr. Moffitt and I have been talking about it quite a bit. I want to do it for personal reasons. I think it is, I'm a equestrian and I'm a professional rider and a professional trainer, and that's always going to be within me. But through my growth, I have just found such a beautiful thing of bringing people and horses together. And it has been, it's been pretty amazing. And so I'm kind of interested in pursuing that as one of my next personal goals. And I think that could be something interesting for our psychology students and even our equine students. Any other questions? I could ramble on all day. I'm sure, as you can tell, I could just talk all day, but you guys are here, and I want to make sure I'm answering any questions you might have for us and where we're kind of going. Well, I just have to thank you, thank all of you for taking the time to be with us today. I really, to open up the Zoom and see all of you coming into the room, I was like, oh my gosh, thanks. Thank you for showing up. And I just ask you to get the word out there about Stevens and about the equine program and what it has to offer women. And it does not matter their background. It doesn't matter their experience. As you can see with those 4 students who I told them, none of that was scripted. I told them, you have to speak from your heart and you have to be your authentic self. Who don't even worry about who you're talking to. Don't worry about the audience. You worry about your soul's journey and what has enhanced your experiences here at Stevens and your growth. And I think they're a beautiful example of what this college can do for women as a whole, and then what this program can do for women. And through your support, it's only going to go up from here. Hippotherapy, thanks, Carolyn. You know, we have looked at hippotherapy as well. Right now, we have an alum, Rosie Organian. She graduated in '78, and she is here in Rocheport. She has a therapeutic riding facility. She deals with a lot of PTSD, some anxiety disorders, and she deals with a few physical challenges. And she and I have been discussing some ideas about hippotherapy or therapeutic riding instruction or a mental health therapist through using horses. So we're kind of in those discussions. We have courses within our curriculum that touch on those subjects, but it's exciting that we're kind of exploring some of those ideas for the future. The Prince of Wales Club, yes, we are still here. The charter is right behind me, our original charter, 1926. The wonderful thing, we are still active with the Prince of Wales Club. You know, it's due to COVID, we have not been able to do as many fun events, fundraising, and our horse show that we love to put on here at our facility. But we are looking forward to that coming up in the next year, hopefully, fingers crossed. And I have a dear friend whose daughter, I believe she has Kabuki syndrome, and he is active in hippotherapy with her. She does a lot, and it's really transformed their experience. So we are definitely looking at all those types of options. Those are great questions, Carolyn. Thank you for that. I just have to thank, I'm a very humble person, and the award yesterday, thanks Diane for that beautiful message. I know she's had to go, and Kelly, I was not expected. It was not expected at all. You know, you just do what you do because it's what you do. And I love teaching. And I love watching these students. I'm going to get emotional thinking about it because it's so amazing to watch what they do and to watch how they come in, and the anxiety and the fear and the uncertainty. And I'll leave you with this. I'll leave you with a little bit of a breakthrough. And I don't know why I did it. I don't know why it came to me. I don't know why I thought to do it. It was about 4 weeks ago. I was teaching my hunter jumper students in our class. And, you know, with COVID, one of the goals I made for myself was that I was going to get really good at meditating. And I thought, oh, I'm going to get it. It's no problem. I will tell you, it was horrible. I could not meditate. I mean, I couldn't even get 3 minutes in. My brain's all over the place. I'm all, you know, I can't. And it was so frustrating. And I had to give myself a little grace, you know, but I got better at it. I got up to a place where I could kind of center and quiet myself. And I've always had a connection to animals. I've always been able to, I could never explain my gift. It just came to me authentically. I could never explain. People would go, how do you do that? How do you adopt all these dogs and they just all of a sudden get along? My husband and I we rescue old dogs or dogs that are need hospice, and we bring them into our home and we help them. And that's a story for another day. So I walk into the arena and everybody is riding, and I just can feel the tension, not from the horses and the students together, but I could tell that they're in another place, you know, lots going on, right? And so I asked them, while you're walking at free walk, I want you to focus on your breath, because at the end of the day, the only thing you have control over truly is your breathing. Granted, we take it for granted that we breathe. We breathe without even thinking about it. But are you really focusing on your breath and what that brings to you? And I mean, you should have seen their faces. They were like, what has happened to Sarah? I mean, what is going on? And I was like, just go around, breathe in through your nose, breathe out. And so they're doing it. And all of a sudden the horses start, and they're breathing, and Isabel's in there and she's going, oh, this is weird. And I go, no, this is good. This is tension leaving. Let's keep doing it. So I'm watching them and I said, I have a question. I said, who do you talk to the most every single day? And nobody could answer. I was like, who do you talk to the most every day? Like every day, like who's the person you talk to the most? And so Maggie goes, Chaco. I go, okay. And Lucy goes, my roommate, and somebody else, and and I was like, yeah, those are all good answers. But who do you talk to every day? And then Isabelle goes, yourself? And I said, yes, absolutely. I said, how do you talk to yourself every day? Do you talk to yourself kindly? Or do you talk to yourself like, oh, you idiot. Can't believe you did that. Oh my God, this is so stressful. Why do you do this to yourself? Or do you talk to yourself like you would talk to an 8-year-old girl who's never ridden a horse before and is so excited? Are you going to talk to her and say, oh, you're doing that wrong. You're not very good at this. No, you're going to talk to that little 8-year-old girl and build her up. I said, so your job moving forward is you got to talk kindly to yourself at least once or twice a day. I'd like it a lot more, because I said, that does not serve you when you're riding these animals. That does not serve you. And when I am giving you feedback on your riding and I'm telling you to alter a part of your body, it's not me picking you apart because you're not good at what you're doing. My job is to make that horse comfortable. That job is for me to make that horse perform to the best of his ability in the body that he's in. So I know that when you hear my voice and it's your name and it's you inside shoulder back, left leg underneath you, you automatically might go to, oh my God, I'm doing it wrong. Sarah's trying to help me and I'm not doing good. And I'm not doing good at my riding. I'm messing it up. The minute you think like that, you disengage completely from the animal. You need to go, okay, Sarah's giving me this feedback so that I can help this horse be better. You have to let yourself be. The horses absorb everything. They absorb you mentally, they absorb you physically. So you just have to ask yourself, am I easier to absorb today? So through your breathing, anything that is not serving you, you push it out in your breath. Any part of your body that is hurting, you push it out in your breath. Anything in your mind that is not positive, you push it out in your breath. I will have to tell you, since that moment, we've been practicing this, and I don't start out like that all the time, but we just start out with acknowledging it and we know what we're working on. Their riding and their energy has just transformed. In fact, one of them came to me the other day and she goes, you know, I just realized I don't breathe very well just in my day-to-day. I mean, I'm breathing, but I'm not, it's weird. And then she said, I kind of had an interaction the other day and I got kind of a disagreement with my sweet mate. And I just took a nice deep breath and I just kind of and then all of a sudden it worked out all right. I said, there you go. So I don't know. All I know is that I think animals have the ability to bring things out in us that we didn't know existed. They're pure. I tell them these horses, they don't care what kind of car you drive. These horses don't care what brand of clothes you wear. They don't care how much money you have. They only care about here, what is here, right? And sometimes in this world, you can get distracted by all the things that you think you need to be or keeping up with what you think is popular. But the animal is always going to give you the real answer. And that, I think, outside of whatever they choose to do for a living, it's going to stay with them. And it's my hope that they'll take what they've learned as people and take that out into the world and spread their gifts. And I'm excited to watch where they go. But you know, the teacher of the year, I mean, I wasn't expecting it, but you just got to go with your real self. And I tell the girls, as long as you stay true to yourself, good things come. Maybe not all when you want them to, but they'll make it to you. So I guess we've got 5 minutes left. Anything I can answer? Otherwise, I'll let you guys go on with your day, but I'm so grateful for you all to be here with us, truly. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all so much for today. I am just blown away by your support, and please keep thinking of us and spreading the word about this amazing program, and good things are coming. I know they are, and I am so grateful for our alumni support. We are moving in the greatest direction, and it's a new chapter for Stevens College Equestrian Center. I am so excited. Thank you all for your support and for being here today and for listening to these women and your support of them. I told them after I'm done with this, we're going to go out and work some horses and work on some labs. So I told them that's my little thank you for their help today. We're going to stay and do some extra things. So thank you all. I appreciate it so much.